Hello and welcome. My name is Cindy Fetzer, and here I would like to introduce you to my permaculture design project and to our goals and how we achieve those throughout this design process. We are located in central Portugal. We have a Mediterranean temperate climate, and the property size is about 1.3 hectares. What was our mission for this whole project? We wanted to create a functional, sustainable and resilient place that aligns with the permaculture ethics and principles and ensures a stable and holistic life for our family. We wanted to create a system that has a positive impact to our environment also long after we have gone. We also wanted to find our place within our community, as we moved to this area only 2.5 years ago, and it's a complete new country for us. A few specific goals that we had for this project were we wanted to increase the overall fertility on the land, as it showed through our soil analysis that we had a lot of nitrogen deficiency and a few other drought-related problems. We wanted to create a water system that relies on rainwater alone, as we have quite a big, we have 800 milliliters of rainwater per year, which we get throughout the wet winter months, but then we have basically very hot and dry summer months. So we wanted to be able to store that rainwater and rely on it through these drought periods. We also live in a high wildfire risk zone in the summer, so we wanted to reduce our fire risk. And as mentioned, we just moved to this property and it was a blank page, so it just had an old stone ruin, and we wanted to finish all the structural work that we had planned within the next 5 years. We also wanted to generate a sustainable income from the land. We wanted to be energy independent and self-sufficient in our food needs. We also wanted to find our niche within our new community and create a general vibe on the land that allowed us for enough time for our creativity and spirituality. How we did achieve those initial set goals in our design project were, in order to increase the fertility, we built new soil in our vegetable garden through a sheet mulch system, which is a bit combined with a Permaculture. We also added deciduous trees, especially within our food forest area. So we had enough leaf mulch and for our compost and worm farms that we create within the garden as well. We use our human manure in our forest areas, in our native forest areas. We work a lot with cover cropping, and we integrated chicken and ducks in order to use their manure as well. To achieve our water independence, we added a stormwater channel from the road to catch all the runoff water within some ponds that we created, which were 2 in total. We created a closed loop water system with grey water reed beds. We added many more trees and meadow in order to store more water within the soil for longer, and we focused on plants that are more drought resistant for our area. In order to achieve our food self-sufficiency, we added an appropriate sized garden. We added a food forest area, also a greenhouse and a valepini, which is basically an underground greenhouse that allows us to extend our growing season and to plant a little bit more tropical plants that wouldn't normally grow in this area. And we also added a root cellar in order to store our produce. To meet our goal for our sustainable income from the land, we added an area for cash crop. So we have a big field where we can plant a cash crop that brings us some extra income. We also added several different places where we could teach and host different courses that we have planned. And also we added some housing options and caravans that we could rent out in an Airbnb style to those guests that attend our courses, or even just to local tourists. In order to be energy independent, we added a solar system designed for our consumption. We added an area where we can grow and chop piece firewood, our own firewood. And we have a hot solar water system that is energy independent. In order to have this spiritual and creative vibe that we wanted to have for us and for our guests, we created several private areas that are for our self-care and relaxation and give us the opportunity to be creative. But also we added those areas for guests and volunteers separate from our areas in order to meet everyone's needs. So this is the main things that we included in our design in order to meet our initial set goals. So this course helped us to see all the interconnections between us, the land, our community, and our needs and nature needs. So now this design aligns with our goals for the project and with the permaculture ethics and principles, and it also takes care of our financial needs. One main goal that changed for me during the course, doing design process, was that initially I just wanted to have a complete coverage over the land of a tree canopy of 80–90%. I just wanted some sort of jungle. And throughout the whole analyzation process and getting to know the area closer, I did realize that this goal was not appropriate for this climate and the watershed and the immediate danger of the summer wildfires. So now instead we did create several fire safety planting zones around the house and the property in order to not have any fire bridges happening, for example, between the tree crowns. And now we rather plant a few smaller fruit trees within the zone 1 and 2 and spread those out into tree guilds. Instead of having everything compact and close together, this is absolutely not appropriate for here. We moved to this area, New Country, when I just started this course. And throughout the design process, I did realize the extra potential of setting up, for example, a gardening elderly site. This would be the way how we found our niche within this community, as most people that move to this area are expats actually, and those expats are in their retirement. So everybody has quite big lands, as it's quite accessible here. But nobody really has the energy anymore to take care of those lands, which on the other hand creates, again, a high risk for wildfires. So by setting up this demonstration site, how people could take care of these issues and their gardens with a minimum energy input, we try to connect and resolve this problem within the community. Throughout the whole design and analyzing process, I also developed a more local community thinking approach in order to make change happen in the bigger picture, instead of just thinking about my personal small little land that I want to be sustainable and self-sufficient. A new thing I learned for doing that was about transition towns in the design course, and I realized that this would be a possibility for this area to have this kind of development. So this is great that I got to know this throughout this beautiful permaculture course that I took part of. So I hope you will have fun going through my project, and if you have any questions, just drop me a message, and happy reading. Bye.